Welcome back to round 2 of GPQ. Playing against Nyx, who's on blue-red tempo, which is the deck I played last GP. Don't think this is a great matchup for me. I think in general, my deck is pretty poorly tuned for dealing with tempo in general. I don't have any answers to turn 1 Ragavan on the play, for example. Don't have any interactive spells on turn 1, that kind of thing. Really, that deck isn't the best at punishing my kind of deck building weakness here. But can definitely snowball a little bit. I think mainly that the threat base in that deck is not the best in terms of closing out games quickly. Oh, well then. I think I keep this. Like, it's not great, but like, I have 2 discard spells, an interactive spell. Like, I'm willing to play this. I do like having a lot of lands here. Henros is an excellent draw. I think I lead on pay up here. That deck has a lot of similar amount of values. Double Falconeer Rider. That's not great. I don't love this. I think like, I do like they don't have any interaction. I think I am gonna take Falconeer. Or, no, I have a harder time dealing with the Rider with my hand. God, this is 3 threats here is not great. I'll just say Falconer. And I guess I'm just straight up pit wilting the Falconer next turn. I do kind of want to prevent the current scries from my opponent, because land draws are pretty dead for them. I guess I'm fetching black-white here, the Gloom Cover step, and then just go straight for the Pith World on Falconer. And then I can draw up Henros plus Valdos next turn. So hopefully hit a spell, hopefully hit something that they drew that interacts with Henros. Start to get some counter pressure against the Rider. They do have decent number of turns to kind of catch up. And hopefully Henros will be able to get me there. Ring Falls is not great. Guess I Valdes fine. Another Getaway Rider. Okay, that's a hand I can think about beating. Still not in an excellent spot, but my opponent's gonna draw like this, then me drawing like this is a bit more acceptable. Passes the turn back. Whatever counter, I suppose. Alias. I'm good to just play the Palace out here. Play out the Hylas Pass, I suppose. Do get very blown out by Portal Fracture here. I suppose I did maybe mess up sequencing here, because I could have the many voice tower does actually trigger Henris. Starting Kaija Lisa. I guess I take Lisa. Not my favorite flip. Lisa does at least do the Palias. Also is on the cheaper side, so I can maybe activate Henris 2 next turn. That's all my hand info. They do attack with the pirates. I don't think there's anything weird here. I think it's just I don't think there's any reason to crew the Pylius. No 1 damage spells or anything, as far as I'm aware. Get the 10 back. Nebula. Grab Plains. Halls. I guess I'm swinging back for 8 here. Am I swinging with Henros? Henros does put the thing into play tapped. Because I could have, I think I just want to hold back Henros. What? So I can block both the pirates. I go to 4. I think with the pilots online, I'm cool just holding Henros back, and I'll swing with the pilots. Valdez, Kylan. Kylan's not good here. Kaylin. I think I grab Kaylin and then spin Henros. Try and find a Hemley or something. I guess maybe Kylan's better if I'm not playing it this turn. And I have vaguely whiffed. And I can grab another Pylius to spin more. Might be better to just take a Johnny, I suppose. Yeah, but that's pretty bad set of hits here. So I'll take a Johnny. Definitely would have preferred to hit something that I could put in play. I suppose Hemley doesn't technically answer the Getaway Rider because of the ward, but We'll be blocking with Lisa here, so I don't die to a burn spell. Island. Do I think that they just like have a counter spell? Probably, right? I think I'm just cool to spin Henrose twice. I think if they had anything else, they'd just play it. Like, I suppose Kalan does get through a counter, but I think I'm looking for Himli at this point. I think I've bottomed enough cards that finding Himli should be, like, Weasley consistent. So I suppose maybe I should just be Johnnying here. Because I guess I'm in the same spot regardless. So, like, yeah, I guess I just a Johnny here. And it just straight up resolves. Okay. Don't mind that. Untapping, I guess, Lane Swamp. I guess if that resolves, I can just, like, Kylan's Swing? So I guess I'm still on dodge Portal Fracture. So let's spin Henros, I think. Lisa, Kaijao, Emily. I'll be taking Emily here. Finally get rid of this Ghetto Rider. Very happy that I did win that game one. Sideboarding against this is a bit awkward. It's like, I mean, Kylan's good because it kills Falconeer, but it's not like that good. Kaelin is okay, but on the awkward side. On the draw, I think I'm fine signing out Kaelin. Pithwolf is good. I think I have to side out in risk placings. Puno's good. Toddy, I think, is good. Lisa maybe is not at her best here. Alias, I think, can sign one out. Pay-ups of Valdez is better here. Because maybe I can afford. I guess a Johnny isn't. I mean, Johnny is relatively good here. Might be overboarding removal a little bit, which feels weird to say, but Zfang. Yeah, I don't think Zfang's great here. I think I will slide out some discard. I think the pay-ups are probably worse than the Valdez. I think I'm a Kaijao. Kaijao deals with Panya and Ragavan at some point, so that's good. Barton, I guess Barton's like a little bit suspect. Tanagan's like okay. I guess Lisa's like probably better than making out to be. I guess may side up pay up entirely. They don't get more threats post board, they just get more interaction. I'm not exactly sure what they'll be boarding in. They do have imperial sieges, which I'll need to keep track of just in case. I think I'm fine with doing it like this. This is pretty good hand. Yeah, I will be keeping this. Don't have an answer to a Tonon Ragavan, but definitely not worth mulling for it when I do have a lot of answers to other things. And there's the Ragavan. Johnny. Because I do kind of need Nebula on what Black White, like in Hamilton too. Think I'm naming low off this Valdez. Maybe I should name high. Yeah, actually, I think I'm gonna name high off the Valdez. Oh, just straight up one-lander. Okay. Ragaman makes the mind do dubious things. Got a pretty good one-lander. Obviously you have the Ragavan. Would be really punished if I did have a risk placing, but I do not, and does get rewarded with the Tauntaun too. And this seems just like an ominous discovery. Which makes sense. There's nothing really in my deck that you need to immediately kill. Does mean that I will be able to pretty safely Hemley turn 2, and that does dodge the rerun, which is nice. And they are lacking counter magic at the moment, so this Toddy is a decent chance to resolve. Could definitely be taking counter magic off this ominous discovery, but I don't think it would be surprising if they took like a single here. Because they do have they do have a threat, they have another threat. They don't really need lands. I think if you're in that spot, you probably don't need to draw lands except naturally. Does being a single, not sure if that means that they didn't take cat magic, but because they could just have hit two singles or something. We'll be going straight to slamming Hemley here on the Ragavan. Not really any other reasonable lines here. I do always forget which how many cards deep it should be. 2 cards deep does pretty sure is right. Lands End does actually affect my opponent's mana because it makes the palace not cost them anything at any point. Okay, just passes back. So that does make me think that they just took counterspell off the discovery. If they took a counterspell, what do I think about that? What do I want to land the Hylius here? Or well, I'm not landing it, I guess, is a thing. Toddy is actually cleaner by the burn spells, but it will require 2 burn spells to deal with Toddy. Oh, and I guess I do have a Johnny in hand too, and that is something I want to have resolve. Um, Toddy, I guess I'm always doing this. I'm going planes. I think I'm just gonna slam the Pylius with a 10 of Johnnying on the following turn, assuming that the Pylius gets countered. Pain Dancer Fracture, sure. And then no reason to not chop down the dancer, because it will just kill Hamley next turn. Maybe there's a case for tackling treasure, because they are playing Panya here, though it arguably isn't actually like worth it for them to play Panya versus just like holding on to treasure. Maybe it does seem like they don't realize that Alice is actually painless with Anzen, or has the option to be painless. To be more specific, let's see. Another Toddy. Don't know what they do have one unknown card, which could be a single. Could also be a spell pierce, I suppose. In which case, delivering doesn't matter. I would like to get down Toddy. Just so the Ragavan doesn't start making treasures. With the idea being that I play Toddy, Regan gets blocked, they have to spend mana void flaring the Toddy, and then hopefully that means a Johnny can resolve. It is pretty bad if Ragavan gets through here, so I think I am willing to play around a single. I'll see if the Toddy nerf matters much here, if it's just like 1 life gained. Because of course they do have the Panya too. They would have had the Panya to deal 1 more life, or 1 more damage to Toddy if Toddy was, did have the +1 instead of the 0. Luckily, Ragavan will make the Ominous Discovery pop here, but I think that is worth it. I'll see where everything's going. Presumably everything's at face here. I'll let Toddy. Oh. I mean, I could just let that go through. I think I am willing to let the Discovery get popped here and just force the Void Flare. I think that's worth it, because I think I will need to pop Discovery eventually. And I do like that Ragavan gets off the board. So I don't need to worry as much about Getaway Rider. Because Getaway Rider giving them treasures, and because it will trigger the Ragavan. They'll get mana for the Panya, and I don't currently have an answer to Panya at the moment. Also, that attack was even just, hey, I want to trigger my Ominous Discovery because I have Getaway Riders in hand. They do have 3 unknowns. Bane 2 burn spells doesn't really tell me anything. It's down to 2 unknowns. It's not immediately popping the Torrent though. White Flare on Toddy. Yep. It's 1 card known in hand now. I suppose with them, okay, just know the Ominous is coming. Okay. And I'm feeling pretty good about this spot. Don't have an answer to the Panya, which I want to, can definitely get on the path to killing. Since, okay, there's been a sinkhole and a Panya. I don't think that gives them much information as to what they took. Probably Getaway Rider or Land, maybe. Henrose. Henrose is a good draw here. Exceptional draw. It might even be my best draw. So take 2 life from the depths, but that actually puts me at a good life total, because it means that Toddy +2 actually does something, which is weird. Oh wait, hold on. I guess Toddy +2 doesn't actually do anything. Never mind, because Henrose will get life back. MOA is just upticking Toddy here though. I mean, I got 0 doesn't do anything, so obviously. Yeah, they do find a land, whether that's off the Discovery or not, I'm not sure. They had a bit of an awkward mana situation with the Gus costing 2. So if they have got like a getaway rider off the off the Omnis Discovery, then they can't go getaway rider. Start taking down the Toddy as well as kill and Gus the Henrose. Imagine you always clear the Henrose here. Seems very risky not to. Okay, just finds a void flare. And this looks like a getaway rider. Yeah, that's not looking the best. All at me. No point in blocking. Does mean I have a Toddy here. Ooh, Kylan. Kylan is very good. So I guess Toddy's grabbing a Henrose here. So I go Toddy, find Henros, Ajani, up to Kylan, clear the Panya. Is there anything else worth finding? I don't think so. Barton, I don't remember if I started Energy Fang or not. And managed to barely clear out this Panya in time. And definitely not entirely in the clear here, but definitely in a pretty darn good spot with the Henros kind of needing an answer. Ajani is really hard for them to answer, even if it doesn't like win the game by itself. At a healthy life total. They just draw an Omnis Discovery. Will give them quite a bit of card advantage. That might also just be kind of too slow. Not entirely sure. I'm not sure if they have the mana to have the Omnis Discovery do enough. Spins a Falconeer, so that probably means they got something pretty good off the Discovery. But I suppose Falconeer isn't great if they're trying to clear my walkers. I suppose the other thing could be that they has found a Burn spell for the Henros. That probably actually makes more sense. Yeah. And I might have forgot to close that window. Caution. I think I am always zeroing a Johnny. Henros. Cool. This is like the third Henros I can play in a row. I don't think I want to attack. I think I just Henros and spin. I'm getting a bit low on cards. Yeah, I'm just gonna go Henros spin. Hopefully try and find some interaction here. Donna is kind of running out of burn spells at this point. Like they actually, I think they just have they said it in Void Flares, huh? So they have one heal on Gust, potentially another if they sat in the third one, which I imagine they probably would. Heal on Gust seems better than Void Flare's matchup, and they did side in third Void Flare. Chain Dancer, sure. Okay, decides to send it at Johnny, so clearing out the Johnny this time. Does mean that my Henros does survive. I think I am wanting to start clearing my opponent's board here. I will have to trigger the discoveries eventually. Yeah, I guess I do have more burn spells considering the Chain Dancers. It's not technically out, but not guaranteed to find one off of discoveries. So maybe there's an argument for playing Barton just because Barton would have taxed the discoveries. Bins 3 lands and a fracture, so don't think I can take much out of that decision. Hmm. Well then. I suppose it's good that I'm bottoming this. You hit, which is good. Sure. Land doesn't actually trigger Henros, as playing land is a specific action. Another bottom. Okay, how do I want to do this? Many Voice Tower can fetch another Henros. I think I'm just better off going bottom plus flip. Suppose I could go bottom plus Valdos too. That might be better, actually. And then I can go bottom plus bottom flip next turn. That plays around counters a bit better. And Kylan does die to triple block here, so not worth the attack. Do very much so want my opponent to not have a threat here. Wouldn't like to see a Falconeer or Panya, because that would speed up how fast Gettery Rider is killing me by a fair bit. Does just go for Idol and Grider. Yeah, another Gettery Rider is about the last thing I want to see here. Fifth World is good. Fortunately, Ward is not just a strict cost increase, it's like a counterspell. So I can't go bottom flip plus Pithwilt. Also can't many voice tower either. Yeah. I guess I just go Pithwilt pass. That sounds kind of awful. Like I could go bottom, flip bottom, pass back. That runs into like a lot of issues. Might even just put me dead on board immediately. So it's not anything I can flip the tower for. I guess I can create tower for Hemley, I guess. Which is something, but not really enough. So yeah, I think I just have to Death Wilt the Rider, which kinda sucks. If I had one more mana here, this would be a much better situation. Uh, Okay. this doesn't put me dead, I think. I mean, I have pretty clear blocks here, and I take 5, is that right? Go 2. So let's see if I can hit something off the top. Not much gets me out of this. Emily might? Emily barely kind of arguably does. In a like really obnoxious way. I guess it's probably better to Hemley put the getaway rider 2 down, and with the expectation that I'm minus 2ing on the following turn. I guess I technically, yeah, no, it's not worth cashing the. I could have cashed the bottom for a point damage, but I don't think that's worth it. Let's pass back. It's not that many draws that kill me here. I guess the 4th Ragavan kills me, the 3rd Keelan Gust, the 4th Ominous Discovery. Yep, is indeed off by 1. So that is not to swing, which makes sense considering I have lethal on the crackback. Kylan is not great here. Mini Voice Tower doesn't get me out of this, so I do just need to Emily minus X here, bin the bottom, I guess. Yeah. I think it's always binning the bottom. I suppose Kylan actually doesn't. No, I guess Kylan's worse here because actually puts me dead to the idol on the Canoe Rider. Pithwilt. I guess Pithwilt's a draw. Do I attack with Kylan? I guess I do, right? Because I'm kind of free. Because if they can't double walk it properly, because they only have the. Okay, that's actually that's fine. Because Panya actually doesn't win because of bottom, and I know that there's a getter right on top. And it's not, I guess, fine is maybe a exaggeration, but I can actually stop Panya from doing much here, because I can flip bottom and then play bottom as well. That puts them 2 lines off, so safe from top decks too. Kylan's also taking away. So I think I might manage to navigate this game to a win. So I'm only going to 2 here from Panya. I guess I it could put me to 1. Still can't crack this many voice tower. Wayfair Shrines is actually not too bad here because Vanzan. I can't attack here beyond Kylan because that puts me down on board. So, so it looks like my opponent's computer ran out of battery. So what? I guess I can actually like analyze this a little bit. So I can hit for 2 with Kylan, and then Panya hits. So I'm actually, I think, God, this does get very complex very fast. Is what? So I go attack with Kylan, they go to 5. Flip bottom, play Wayfair Shrine. So I have double bottom, which means that Panya can't tail because 2 lands off. So land is a dead draw for them. Then I have Many Voice Tower to find Hamley to clear Panya on the following turn. And at this point, Kylan would take them to 5. And I guess I can even attack the bottom, which would force a chump. So they would need. So I can block everything perfectly with bottom plus flip bottom. So their outs here would be. Falconeer probably does it. Ragvan has haste, so does it. 3rd or 4th Getaway Rider, Honest Discovery. Then every single land is a dead draw. So what, 3, 6, 7, 11. So half the deck is lands. Probably have like 2 sinkholes. Probably like 1 and 4. And they get like 1 and 4 twice, I think. So I think this game's like actually 50-50, which is like really surprising how close it is. I don't actually have any out of Toddy too. So I don't really have any ways to gain life besides Henros, which doesn't do anything here. So maybe they would have had 3 draws, because they do have a lot of jumps here. So yeah, I guess I'm probably not favored in this game. I would imagine I'd be relatively favored in game 3, because I do get to be on the play. But yeah, unfortunate end to the game. Game still had a lot of well, it's not. I said a lot of plays, but exaggerating because it's 3 turns. But there's a lot of would have been a lot of tense draws in those 3 turns, because like my line is I guess flip bottom, play bottom, they attack with Kylan, they go to whatever, they draw, I untap, I draw. Wrist splicing is a really good draw. I can sack Tower for Emily. I guess Moonpuno. Actually, yeah, I guess I do have life gain, so I can go Moonpuno. And then this runs into Counterspell, which isn't great. And then do +1 here. Oh wait, Moonpuno actually costs 1 less. So, because of the bottom, so I would actually have wrist splicing up here. So I go to 3 and yeah, so I guess they only actually have 1 draw, because I think at 3 life, they only out is a Shuling technique. So otherwise Moonpuno gets me out of safety if they can't win this turn. And 3 life means... Oh, I guess I actually go to 2, not 3, because Panya hits me. So Get a Rider would be good enough, because Wrist Slicing doesn't resolve due to ward. Ragvan would not have been good enough. Falconeer wouldn't have been. So Shuling technique will Get a Rider. Honest Discovery isn't even out because the Botans tax it too much. Yeah, I guess. So I guess they have just the 1 draw to get them out of it, which I guess that could be a counter spell if they're going for this line. I guess if this is a counter spell, as a Portal Fracture wins the spot, but if it's a sinkhole, then I get this, and then Kylan hits them down to 3, so they get another draw, and then what? Highland, and I think they probably get another draw, but would need to actually just kill me on the spot, because I think I have enough pressure here with like Valdez Menace and then being at 3 after a couple of Kylan hits. They should be okay. But yeah, very interesting game. A lot of the tempo games that go long are always pretty interesting. I did have a lot of really good games with this deck last GP. Even if it did feel like I should be winning faster, there was a lot of like sneaking out every single advantage you get a rider slowly chipping down the opponent. Even Ragavan felt more like a long-term win condition, weirdly enough, where like the treasures kind of sit there and you can't quite like utilize them. So you spend like 3 or 4 turns chipping down your opponent, and eventually you kind of get there. And Discovery does help a lot. Discovery was always really, really insane this game. Because like if you can get the rerun on this, like geez, like you've heard of expressive iteration. No, now try double strategic planning for 2 mana. Yeah, but thanks for listening. Bit of an unfortunate end. Don't actually get to see the game fully played out, but definitely some good games. So yeah.